So today's class, we're going to try to get all of it out here before headquarters comes on today. The class for today is going to be called The Devices of Satan. So let's write that down so we take notes. The Devices of Satan. This class is inspired by a lot of recent events and just being in the truth for a while now. Just seeing different things that have taken people out in this truth over my years in it. And I pray that the Lord doesn't take his spirit from me or any other brothers and sisters in here. So we're going to build ourselves up in learning the devices of Satan so we can be fully aware of them when they come, because they will come. Because the scriptures say he walketh to and fro through the earth, seeking whom he may devour. All right, so let's start out in Galatians 5:16 and 17. Got static. Go ahead, read that when you get it.
I'm sorry, one more time.
Galatians chapter 5, verse 16, 17.
Galatians chapter 5, verse 17.
16, 17.
16. This I say then, walk in the spirit, and ye shall not fulfill the lust of the flesh.
Read on.
For the flesh lusteth against the spirit, and the spirit against the flesh. And these are contrary one to the other, so that ye cannot do the things ye would.
Read verse 16 again.
This I say then, walk in the spirit, and ye shall not fulfill the lust of the flesh.
So every single one of us, from Bishop on down to the brother that just walked through the doors, all of us have to walk in the spirit of the Lord. For the simple fact is, the old man in all of us is looking for any opportunity it has to show its ugly head. Any opportunity. Whatever past or mistakes you have done in your life, or whatever you enjoyed in your flesh, whether it have been seeking money, women, cars, robbery, the rebellious sister, the snapping neck, the Miss Independent woman, whatever it might have been, you got to walk in the spirit, because that old man is looking, waiting, lurking for you to give it opportunity to show itself. Go to Romans chapter 8. Walk in the spirit, and ye shall not fulfill the lust of the flesh. Romans 8, let's start at verse 5. Romans 8,
chapter 8 and verse 5. For they that are after the flesh do mind the things of the flesh. But they that are after the spirit.
Somebody turn his eyes up. Not mine, his.
For they that are after the flesh do mind the things of the flesh. But they that are after the spirit, the things of the spirit.
So another way to make it easier to understand, for they that live by their emotions do the things that their emotions will have them to do. You do not walk in the spirit. Your emotions control you. And that's one thing that we as blacks and Hispanics and Native Indians, the Israelites, according to the Bible, we have to learn to control is our emotions. We are very emotional people. A lot of us live our life based off of that. They have all manner of hell. Our life record is full of mistakes that we have done living by our emotions. The flesh ruling us. Read it again. Verse 5. Check. Somebody fix his mic. Get him a different mic.
Check. But they that are after the flesh do mind the things of the flesh. But they that are after the spirit, the things of the spirit.
Read on.
For to be carnally minded is death, but to be spiritually minded is life and peace.
Read on.
Because the carnal mind is enmity against God. For it is not subject to the law of God.
Read that again.
For to be carnally minded is enmity against God.
So to live by the flesh, by the emotions, you are the enemy of God. God don't dwell off emotion. If the Most High lived by his emotions, Esdras already said that the 10th generation of man would not even exist. If he lived by his emotions, as much as we anger the Lord, we would all be done for. Read it again. Verse 6.
For to be carnally minded is death, but to be spiritually minded is life and peace.
Read on.
Because the carnal mind is enmity against God. For it is not subject to the law of God, neither indeed can be.
So living by the flesh, it cannot be subject to the law of God. There's no New Year's resolution. There is no self-help book that will curb your spirit into the way that God wants it to be. It's going to be one thing. We'll get that. Keep reading.
Because the carnal mind is enmity against God. For it is not subject to the law of God, neither indeed can be. So then, they that are in the flesh cannot please God.
So they that live through your emotions, you cannot please God. You cannot. Go to verse 12. Jump up to verse 12.
Verse 12. Therefore, brethren, we are debtors, not to the flesh, to live after the flesh. For if ye live after the flesh, ye shall die. But if ye through the Spirit do mortify the deeds of the body, ye shall live.
So if we put to death the deeds of the body, mortify means to put to death. It says ye shall live. Right? Jump back up to verse 18. Here's the first thing that you have to accept, though. Read verse 18.
Verse 18. Romans chapter 8, verse 18.
7 and 18.
Romans chapter 7 and verse 18. Now then, it is no more I that do it, but sin that dwelleth in me.
Read it again.
Now then, it is no more I that do it, but sin that dwelleth in me.
Are you in verse 18? Romans 7 and 18?
Verse 18. For I know that in me, that is in my flesh, dwelleth no good thing.
All of us have to come to that acceptance in our life. That in our flesh, living the way we want to live, there's no good thing that comes from it. Whether it be a wife dealing with a husband, living the way you want to live, saying what you want to say, can't nobody tell me what to do, I'm independent. There's no good thing that will come from it. Brothers, you being subject to your wife, there's no good thing will come from it. You getting high to escape the realities of life, there's no good thing that will come from it. You like robbing people, fighting people, there's no good thing that will come from it. Nothing. Read it again. Verse 18.
For I know that in me, that is in my flesh,
in the old man,
dwelleth no good thing.
There is no good thing in us. Jump up to verse 14. So what's the only thing that can put the flesh to death? Verse 14.
For we know that the law is spiritual, but I am carnal, sold under sin.
So the law must be applied for us to mortify the old man in us. Go to Psalms 19 and 7. It must be applied. Without it, there's no hope.
The book of Psalms, chapter 19 and verse 7. The law of the Lord is perfect, converting the soul. The testimony of the Lord is sure.
Read verse 7 again.
The law of the Lord is perfect, converting the soul.
So without the law, there's no way to change. Not at all. That's why we, every year, and this time of the year, let's see who's honest in here. Who in here ever made what is called a New Year's resolution? Show of hands. Okay, put your hands down. Who in here broke that New Year's resolution? I show. Oh, it's the same people. Oh, every year. Oh, okay. It don't work. No. Psalms 19 and 7 again.
Psalms 19,
Yep.
verse 7. The law of the Lord is perfect, converting the soul. The testimony of the Lord is sure, making wise the simple.
Read on.
The statutes of the Lord are right, rejoicing the heart. The commandment of the Lord is pure, enlightening the
The
eyes.
statutes of the Lord are right, rejoicing the heart. I just mentioned to Officer Gadd and Captain Severus up here, I was looking at these little kids up here, the little, what they call the tweenies. They not teenagers, but they between 10 and 13. That's what they call them. Sitting up here having a conversation amongst each other, the little girls, in their head wraps and their dresses, having fun with each other. I turned to them, I said, man, this truth is the best thing that could have ever happened to us. The best thing that could have ever happened to us. Because if it wasn't for this truth, them little girls would have been in some pants, some leggings, all manner of dog hair in their head, singing Cardi B songs, all of that. But it says that the statutes of the Lord are right, rejoicing the heart. Keeping these laws have changed all of our lives for the better. All for the better. Read on. Verse 9.
Verse 9. The fear of the Lord is clean, enduring forever. The judgments of the Lord are true and righteous altogether. More to be desired are they than gold, yea, much fine gold, sweeter also than the honey and the honeycomb.
So what David's speaking in the Spirit through the Most High in Christ, he's letting you know that all the good jobs that you can amount or have in this lifetime won't match up to the laws of God. So you got to be willing to give up something, deny some jobs, can't take this, pass over those jobs. Because these laws are more to be desired than the money in your pocket. Verse 11.
Verse 11.
And that's not saying that you can't have a good job or seek to have one. But it's not at the expense of the laws of God. Go ahead.
Moreover, by them is thy servant warned.
We are warned from danger. Go ahead.
And in keeping of them, there is great reward.
So can a brother give me an example, the danger that, give me a law, and then name the danger that it kept you from, that it keeps us from as a people. Let's see who's thinking. Ruby, you on fire today. All right, go ahead. Brothers and sisters, let's see. Microphones, where we're at? Okay, just speak up.
Like Hebrews 13 and 4.
Okay, marriage is honorable also.
You can dodge STDs.
You can dodge STDs. I like it. Okay. I'm still taking applications for the AV group for them too, y'all. Let me see. Yeshua. Give me a law and what it warned you from. You go ahead. Just speak up.
Like pork prevents stuff like gout.
Who? Pork. Okay.
Yeah, stuff like gout.
Gout.
High blood pressure.
High blood pressure. Okay. It warned you from that. You're right. La Wahhabia.
Malachi 3:7.
Malachi 3 and 7.
From depression, communicating with one another.
Oh, 3:16. Okay, Malachi 3:16. Communicating. Okay. It's good. I like that one. A lot of brothers and sisters do not apply that law. Therefore, Captain Severus does a class and reveals the hearts of many in here. All praise. That was a good class. Yeah. Then I'm gonna get Officer Uriel. Brother Yael, what you got? Name a law.
Hello? Not stealing.
Oh,
Keep us
okay.
out of jail.
Keep you out of jail. I like it. Officer Uriel.
1 Corinthians 3:16. Smoking, keeping your body temple clean.
Keep your temple clean. Keeps you from lung cancer and all that stuff, right? Nashawn. Let's see. He's up front here. He's up front. Give me a law and how it warns you from danger.
Matthew 18.
Oh, okay. Matthew 18 keeps you from fighting, bearing hatred one towards another. Last one, Joshua.
Exodus 23 and 2, not gangbanging.
I like it. Not following a multitude to do evil. So read that again, verse 11. So, you know, I know some of our people in the word and our family members, you know, when you mentioned we got to keep the laws to them, it seemed grievous to them, but their mind has not, they have not given up the worldly lust or letting their flesh lead them to understand how good the commandments actually are to them in their life. Read that again.
Verse 11. Moreover, by them is thy servant warned, and in keeping of them there is great reward. Who can understand his errors? Cleanse thou me from secret faults.
So it says, who can understand his errors? Without the laws of God in our life, you have no idea of what's right and wrong. I know all of us, I say it all the time, we think we was raised right. God says you don't have an idea of what is right and wrong without the law. How can you understand your ways? Because you are going to live your life based off of the way you was raised. Only time you might change is if you come across some video that seems to be conscious and you be like, oh, okay, see, I found out a little knowledge, man. It's the truth right here. Pan-Africanism. First men, we the queens and kings of the earth. Hotep. Some of y'all don't know what that means. Don't find out. All right, go to Psalms 119 and 1. Let's read that. Psalms 119 and 1.
Psalms chapter 119 and verse 1.
1 and 2. Go ahead.
Blessed are the undefiled in the way.
Blessed are the undefiled in the way.
Who walk in the law of the Lord.
So you're blessed when you do what? Read that again.
Blessed are the undefiled in the way. Who walk in the law of the Lord.
That's when you're blessed. Go ahead.
Blessed are they that keep his testimonies and that seek him with whole heart.
So if you blessed when you keep the law, and there ain't no other way that God says you're going to be blessed. If you're not blessed, and if you blessed and you're not keeping the laws, who is your blessings coming from, brothers?
Satan.
The devices of Satan. The devices of Satan. Jump up to verse 10.
With my whole heart have I sought thee. Oh, let me not wander from thy commandments.
Oh, let me not wander. Go ahead. Jump up to verse 18.
Oh, open thou mine eyes that I may behold wondrous things out of thy law.
Read it again.
Open thou mine eyes that I may behold wondrous things out of thy law.
That's got to be the prayer of all of us. Open our eyes so we can behold wondrous things out of the law. So he can unlock our spirit to see what laws we need to apply, and then we actually apply them to our life that we may change. Let's jump down to read verse 19.
Verse 19.
This is why our eyes got to be open. Read it.
I am a stranger in the earth.
We are what?
I am a stranger in the earth.
You know what that means? You only here for a short amount of time. You a stranger. You're going to be here today, gone tomorrow. If the Most High allows us to live to 80 years, 90 years old, that's a speck in the scope of eternity. So in order for us to learn how to live right and not live by our flesh and emotions, we have to behold the wonderful things out of the law. So when we return to the Maker, we know we've done what's right. Read on. Read that again. Verse 19.
I am a stranger in the earth. Hide not thy commandments from me.
Let's go to Psalms 119. Let's read verse 97. 97.
Verse 97.
Oh, yeah. Here we go.
Oh, how I love thy law. It is my meditation all the day.
We as a people, this has never came out of the mouth of any one of our leaders. And it came out of the mouth of none of us before. Hell, I don't know if it came out of the mouth of some of us in the truth. Oh, how I love thy law. David understood this because it kept him back from things that was wrong. Like we read in early in the chapter, Psalms 19. Read it again, verse 97.
Verse 97. Oh, how I love thy law. It is my meditation all the day.
Jump up to verse 92.
Unless thy law had been my delights, I should then have perished in mine affliction.
Read that again.
Unless thy law had been my delights, I should have perished in mine affliction.
So we've got to love the law. We've got to delight in the law before we perish in our affliction. Let's go to verse 165.
Verse 165.
Uh-huh.
Great peace have they which love thy law.
Hold on. God says what?
Great peace have they which love thy law.
All right. I won't thinking caps on. How do you have peace when you love the law of God? How you got peace? Brother Philip, let's see. Let's see if y'all thinking. You got to stand up. Everybody got on black so he can see you. Black and purple.
It's like how the brothers just gave the examples.
Give me one.
Like one of the brothers said, Hebrews 13.
You give me one.
Okay.
It said, great peace have they which love thy law.
Right. So if you don't lie, whenever you tell people something, they could trust you.
Okay. All praises. I like that. All praises. That's a good one. Let's see. Anybody else? Let's see. Abel, stand up. Let's see. How does the law give you peace?
Like, for example, when you apply Leviticus 19 and 17, you know what I'm saying? Correcting a brother. That gives you peace that you know correcting a brother can help a brother save his life.
Oh, I like
death.
it. Man, that brother's thinking right there. Save his life from death, from the devices of Satan. Joshua, let's see what you got.
Like another example of that would be Deuteronomy 7 and verse 3.
Okay.
You know, what happened recently is Israelite brother got killed by his Edomite wife. And that happens a lot of times. Brothers and sisters getting killed by their other nation wives. You will have great peace if you marry somebody from your own family.
That's right. When these Israelite women. Best women on earth. That's what I should say. Better believe it. Only made for us. Romans 8. Let's go to Romans 8:14. Let's go back to it, right?
Romans chapter 8 and verse 14.
Uh-huh.
For as many as are led by the Spirit of God, they are the sons of God.
So if you led by the laws of God, that makes you the son or daughter of God. Read it again.
For as many are led by the Spirit of God, they are the sons of God.
So if you're not keeping the law, go to 1 John 3 and 8. 1 John 3, let's read 8 through 10.
The book of 1 John chapter 3, verse 8. He that committed sin is of the devil.
Is what?
Is of the devil.
Give me the precept for what sin is, brothers. So it said the sons of God, it says, are led by the Spirit. We know the Spirit is the laws of God. You sin, you are of the devil. What's the precept for what sin is? Let's see, black shirts. Ephraim. You know what I'm talking about. Stand up. Amaziah, Ephraim.
Shalom, leadership.
Shalom. What's the precept?
1 John 3:4.
1 John chapter 3, verse 4. Read 1 John 3 and 8 again.
1 John chapter 3, verse 8.
Uh-huh.
He that committed sin is of the devil, for the devil sinned from the beginning. For this purpose the Son of God was manifested, that he might destroy the works of the devil.
Uh-huh.
Whosoever is born of God doth not commit sin.
You do not commit sin willingly. Go ahead.
For his seed remaineth in him, and he cannot sin, because he is born of God.
Uh-huh.
In this the children of God are manifest.
And this is the children of God manifest. Read on.
And the children of the devil.
So you one of the two. There ain't no middle ground. You're either of God or you of the devil. You're either the child of God or you're the child of Satan. There ain't no in between with him. Ain't no lukewarm. No, it's none of that. Read it again.
In this the children of God are manifest.
Are made known. You can see them. Go ahead.
And the children of the devil. Whosoever doeth not righteousness is not of God.
If you do not righteousness, you're not of God. Go ahead.
Neither is he that loveth not his brother.
So give me a precept. What's the precept for righteousness? Then I got a question behind that. Let's see. Who's that in the back? Just raise their hand. Oh, right there. Come on. Give me the precept for righteousness.
Deuteronomy 6 and 25.
Deuteronomy 6:25. Let's go to it. Let's go to it.
Deuteronomy chapter 6 verse 25. And it shall be our righteousness if we observe to do all these commandments before the Lord our God.
So what is the precept for unrighteousness that makes you the son and daughter of the devil? Yeah, sure. Let's see. Because unrighteousness is to keep the commandments. So let's see.
1 John 5:17.
Let's go to it. 1 John 5:17. This is how you know if you are Satan's child.
1 John chapter 5, verse 17.
God took the time to put your two arms together, two legs together, gave you a mind. You came out, you said, I don't want you to be my daddy. I want Satan to be my daddy. Dang. Okay. Go ahead.
All unrighteousness is sin.
All what?
All unrighteousness is sin.
So all of Satan's kids are sinners. All of them. Read it again.
All unrighteousness is sin.
All right, let's go to 2 Corinthians 2:11. So that's how you know Satan's kids versus the sons and daughters of God. Who's keeping the commandments? 2 Corinthians 2:11.
2 Corinthians chapter 2 and verse
11.
11. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us.
That's why today's class is called the devices of Satan. Read it again.
Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices.
So we have to walk in the spirit like we read earlier, because if you do not walk in the spirit, Satan will get an advantage of you. Let's see. Go to 1 Timothy 4. 2 Corinthians 11. Let's go to that first. 2 Corinthians 11 and 14. So if you do not walk in the spirit, if you walk in the flesh and let your emotions control you, control your body, control your mind, control your actions, Satan will take advantage of you. But this is what he must do first. Read that, verse 14.
2 Corinthians chapter 11 and verse 14.
So I'm giving you this is the game plan, the battle plan to fight against Satan. This is what he does. Read that.
And no marvel.
And don't marvel.
For Satan himself is transformed into an angel of light. Therefore, it is no great thing if his ministers also be transformed as ministers of righteousness, whose end shall be according to their works.
So the first thing Satan must do, he must transform himself. He must be presentable to you. He must be presentable to the eyes. He must make the way easy for you. He must mask himself as something righteous, but really it's evil. Give me 1 Timothy 4 and 1. Here's some of them. Let's go. 1 Timothy 4 and 1. We don't want Satan to get advantage of us. So he transforms himself and then he does this. Read that.
1 Timothy chapter 4 and verse 1. Now the Spirit speaketh expressly.
Now you see that Spirit is capitalized. That's a capital S. That's talking about Christ. Christ is speaking express. He's trying to get his point across to us in the last days. Read on.
That in the latter times some shall depart from the faith.
So don't marvel when brothers and sisters come first time or they leave, and some of you parents got kids in here, you grow them up, raise them in the laws of God, and then they depart. Christ is telling you a lot of times that some are going to depart from the faith. They are going to want to be the children of Satan. And they okay with that. You got to let them go. Got to let your mother go. Got to let the father go. Some are going to leave. Are going to come in here and go. Read on. Giving heed
to seducing spirits and doctrines of devils.
So this is what Satan will do. He'll transform himself, and then he'll open your ears to seducing spirits and doctrines of devils. Look up the definition of seducing. Let's see what the word seducing means. Definition of seducing. Is it on the back screen back there too? Back TV? The second one? Okay. Seduce, right? From Merriam-Webster's dictionary. Can you read that for me, officer?
Yes, sir. Seduce. to persuade to disobedience or disloyalty.
The first thing Satan will do to seduce you is persuade you to be disobedient or disloyal. Oh, I'll leave that one out there. What did y'all some say? Let that butter melt on that biscuit of a head of ours. Number 2.
To lead astray, usually by persuasion or false promises.
Astray, usually by persuasion or false promises. Number 3.
To carry out the physical seduction of, entice to sexual intercourse.
Okay, so the devices of Satan. When we are outside of these 4 walls, what is the rest of the world saying? It's the most what? Oh, brothers act like they don't work. Brothers act like they've been in the truth all their life. What do they say, Brother Philip? Stand up. What do they say? It's the what?
Like right now, they say it's the most wonderful time of the year.
Seducing. And guess what? Negro say, oh, it is the most wonderful time of the year. You know why? Because when Satan Day come up, I'm going to get them Jordans, I'm going to get that iPad, I'm going to get that iPhone. Oh, my trick daddy, sugar daddy, going to give me $500 on a gift card. Oh. My husband's taking us to a trip in Cancun. The most one is those are seducing words. Let me prove it to you. Now we're going to the Antichrist book again. Let's go to it. Remember, persuade to disobedience or disloyalty to God. That's what it looks like, right? That's what it looks like for those that don't know. Deacon Ithon brought this out in the class. I think the class is called Christianity, the Face of Paganism. Look that up. It's a deep class. He went in. All right, you can look it up. I got it off Amazon. Let's see. Let's see what's in this book. Oh, did we bring this out? Oh, yeah. Let's read it again. I got some more stuff out of this. Let's read it again.
Have you ever wondered what... That's page 25. Have you ever wondered what the Christmas tree has to do with the birth of Christ? Or the ornaments you place on the tree? Or the meaning of the word Yuletide? Or where the tradition of mistletoe came from?
These are the seducing things that we have to face here in this world. These are the devices of Satan. Go ahead.
And how it became a symbol of Christmas. Reader, they have nothing whatsoever to do with the birth of Jesus.
Read on.
But are some of the traditions observed to honor the birth of pagan godchild Tammuz. There is not one single scriptural evidence that supports the birth of Christ being December 25th.
But they seduce you and say it's a time for family. It's the most wonderful time of the year. Go ahead.
But history says December 25th was kept thousands of years before the birth of Jesus in honor of the pagan Messiah.
Go. The Satan Messiah. Go to the next one.
The sun god.
Okay, yeah, go ahead. Let's read that one.
The mother goddess and their son, according to Babylonian mythology, were mystically changed into trees.
Go ahead.
This is the origin of the burning of the Yule log. Nimrod, deified as the sun god, was symbolized by a big fir tree stripped of all its branches and cut almost to the ground.
Go ahead.
Comparing Bible doctrine with pagan mythology, scholars, both Christian and non-Christian.
Okay, it says comparing Bible doctrine. This is page 24, right? Comparing Bible doctrine with pagan mythology, Satan's mythology. Go ahead.
Scholars, both Christian and non-Christian, will agree that some of the most cherished traditions and ordinances kept by both Catholic and Protestant churches have their origin from sun worship and not from the Old and New Testaments.
Read that.
Sunday sacredness.
What is that?
Sunday sacredness.
All of us went to church on Sunday. Some of us was Seventh-day Adventists. You were still doing the same thing they was doing on Sunday. Sunday sacredness. Go to the next picture real quick. I want to show you about that Sunday sacredness. No, not that one. Go. It should say something. Oh, there we go. Blow it up to the highlighted part I got. That's Emperor. Scroll down some. Scroll down. I mean, up. Scroll up. Scroll up. Scroll up. Emperors portray Sol Invictus on their official coinage, right? Sol Invictus, the unconquerable sun. Let's read that, what I circled on my iPhone right there. Going back to Android soon, Lord's will. All right.
Constantine decreed.
Hold on, who?
Constantine.
Decreed
March 7th, 321.
AD.
Dies Solis, Day of the Sun.
Day of the Sun.
Sunday.
Sunday.
As the Roman day of rest.
The what?
The Roman day of rest.
It's the what?
The Roman day of rest.
All of us was caught up in that thing. That's why we got to behold these wonderful things out of the law of God. We have been celebrating and following these Romans, these Edomites, all our life, our grandmas and grandpas, and it came from Constantine. And we thought we were serving God. That's one of the devices of Satan. Go back to the book. Go back to the book. What was that? Sacredness. Sacred. Go back one more. There we go. Stop that. Sunday sacredness. So now we know Sunday sacredness is man-made tradition. I was going to say something else. It was Roman holy day. Sunday sacredness. Read on.
Sunday sacredness. Christmas. The Christmas tree. Easter.
Next picture.
The Easter egg and bunny. Hot cross buns. And Good Friday are not holy days and are ordinances to be kept sacred from
ordinances to be kept.
And ordinances to be kept sacred from the Bible, but were sacred to the ancient Babylonian gods.
Read on.
Nimrod, Baal, from 1 Kings chapter 16, verse 30 through 33. Semiramis.
Yeah, there you go.
Ashtaroth,
also known as Ashtaroth. Go ahead.
Judges chapter 2, verse 13. And Tammuz, Adonis.
Adonis is the Greek name for Tammuz, the Babylonian god. So Edomites, Caucasians, all they did was take African gods and change their name to Greek gods. Jump down to the next highlighted part.
These festivals to the heathen trinity were observed centuries before the birth of Jesus in places such as Babylon, Persia, Egypt, Greece, Rome, Scandinavia, and remote areas of the world.
So these are some of the things that Satan uses to catch us up. He has gotten an advantage of us by these things. Our lust of things, he's gotten them. He's gotten advantage of us. And we are controlled by those so much that our people can read these facts, but emotionally they will never detach from it. Never detach from it. Even with all the truth, I'm still going to do it anyway. That's your interpretation. It's a history. That's your. I don't believe in none of that. Go to the next picture I got up there. Let's see. Oh, blow it up. This was brought out a while ago. A lot of people didn't know. All you got to do is switch the words around. Santa Satan. Next picture. Let's see that. Let's see. What I got up there? What's the next thing I got? I think I got an article, right? Yeah, let's go to that. Let's prove that, right? What's another name for Santa Claus? They call him Old what?
Saint Nick.
Old Saint Nick, right? Scripture say never trust thy enemy. You look at stuff up online, they be, Old Saint Nick and Old Nick are two different people. This is his counterpart. I don't trust y'all. You damn devil. You've been lying to me since the beginning. I know all you did was drop the saint out of that thing. It's still the same person. Because Santa spells Satan. Blow it up. Let's see what they say about old Saint Nick. What is he?
Old Nick. The devil.
He's what?
The devil.
And what else?
Satan.
And look at this. They give you a historical, what's that thing called?
Citation.
I know it's a citation, but it's reference. They give you a reference. It's the American Heritage Dictionary of the English Language, 5th edition. They tell you, hey, in this book, we already know what that means. Because we know it goes way back. Old Saint Nick is the devil, Satan. Go to the next one. Let's see if it changed anymore.
Old Nick, ecclesiastical terms, informal of jocular name for Satan.
Satan. What is that? Where does Satan come from?
Collins English Dictionary.
Collins English Dictionary, complete and unabridged, 12th edition. Publishers, 1991, 94, 98, 2000, 2003. So this has been around for a long time. They know old Saint Nick was Satan. Old Nick, the devil, Satan, 1660 to 1670.
Okay. And you know another thing about this, they'll throw it right in your face. Because Adam Sandler made a movie called Little Nick.
Yup.
And he was the son of the devil.
So it was. I'm glad you brought look at that. Oh, Esau is the devil. All right, let's go to Matthew 10:34. Remember, we went in, go back to that definition of seduce. Matthew 10:34. Let's see, read seduce is to persuade to disobedience or disloyalty. To lead astray, usually by persuasion or false promises, right? Matthew 10:34.
The book of Matthew, chapter 10 and verse 34. Think not that I am come to send peace on earth. I came not to send peace, but a sword. For I am come to set a man at variance against his father, and the daughter against her mother, and the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. And a man's foes shall be they of his own household.
Read it again. Verse 36.
And a man's foes shall be they of his own household.
So one of the first ways that Satan is going to attempt to get advantage of you is by your most closest relationships. The closest personal relationships you got. He's going to attack you there first. And what he's going to do, he's going to, and we'll get it. He'll try to seduce you with disobedience or disloyalty to God. That Bible ain't real. You take it too literal. God loves you no matter what. All of those sound good to the flesh. Because now you can do whatever you want to and still in your mind think that you're serving God. I can still be a whoremonger, a drug dealer, a rapist, a pedophile. I can skim money off the top. Man, I tell you about these taxes. I ain't gonna bring up the tribe, but man, it seems like everyone I meet is a damn tax preparer. Man, at my job, oh, I know how to do taxes. I met with this girl, she know how to do taxes. Her mama know how to do taxes too. Yeah, my uncle know how to do taxes too. My cousin know how to do them too. Dang. I ain't gonna call out the tribe, but it seems like a lot of them know how to do taxes. Lead astray, usually by persuasion or false promises. You won't get caught. But Satan's going to tempt you by your most closest personal relationships. Verse 35 again. Read it on down to 39.
Sir. For I am come to set a man at variance against his father, and the daughter against her mother, and the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. And a man's foes shall be they of his own household. He that loveth father or mother more than me is not worthy of me. And he that loveth son or daughter more than me is not worthy of me. And he that taketh not his cross and followeth after me is not worthy of me. He that findeth his life shall lose it, and he that loseth his life for my sake shall find it.
Go to Job chapter 2. Remember I just said it's going to be the closest personal relationships that Satan is going to try to take advantage of you and seduce you to pull you away from God to be disloyal, right? Here's the proof. Job chapter 2. Let's start at verse 1.
The book of Job chapter 2 and verse 1.
Turn that mic up, man. I want to hear this. Go ahead.
Job
2 and 1.
Job chapter 2 verse 1.
There we go.
Again, there was a day when the sons of God came to present themselves before the Lord.
Those are the angels.
And Satan came also among them to present himself before the Lord.
So there was, Satan did not fight God and get kicked out, and him and his minions fell down to the earth. That is a Greek fairy tale. Satan goes back and forth from here to the heavens to get orders from the Most High. Read on.
And the Lord said unto Satan, From whence comest thou? And Satan answered the Lord and said, From going to and fro in the earth, and from walking up and down in it.
Seeking who I can devour. Seeking who's going to live after the flesh and not after the spirit. Seeking who's going to let their mama, their father, their mother, their sister take them away from you. Looking for them. And I'm enticing them with everything that I see deep down in their spirit that they don't even notice there. I got a lot of them too. Just look. Read on.
And the Lord said unto Satan, Hast thou considered my servant Job? That there is none like him in the earth, a perfect and an upright man, one that feareth God and escheweth evil. And still he holdeth fast his integrity, although thou movest me against him, to destroy him without cause.
Read on.
And Satan answered the Lord and said, Skin for skin, yea, all that a man hath will he give for his life. But put forth thine hand now, and touch his bone and his flesh, and he will curse thee to thy face. And the Lord said unto Satan, Behold, he is in thine hand, but save his life.
So you do have the permission to tempt him with sickness. You got it. Go ahead, Satan. But you can't kill him. Let's see what Satan did.
So Satan went forth from the presence of the Lord.
He left the heavens.
And smote Job with sore boils from the sole of his foot unto his crown.
Remember, Satan said, I'll get him to curse you, right? Go ahead.
And he took him a potsherd to scrape himself withal. And he sat down among the ashes. Then said his wife unto him, Dost thou still retain thine integrity? Curse God and die.
Let's see. What brother in here just caught what just happened? We just read from what happened, the conversation in heavens, and then what happened immediately on the earth. Phineas, what happened? What just happened? Let's see if you can put the precept together.
Satan seeked after the wife first.
Ah, you missed it. Officer Pagiel, bring it up here. You right, but no lamb, but you're missing the precepts putting together.
Satan spoke through his wife.
Oh, you're missing the precepts put together. Officer Uriel hanging out the kitchen door.
Satan used the person most closest to Job.
There you go. Who's closer than a man to a man than his wife? Didn't God say a man shall leave mother and father and cleave to his wife, and those two shall be one flesh? Satan went immediately to the closest person to Job. And he jumped on her and spoke through her. Read verse 9 again.
Verse 9. Then said his wife unto him, Dost thou still retain thy integrity? Curse God and die.
I'm going to show you that it wasn't her speaking these thoughts. Jump back up to verse 5.
Verse 5. But put forth thine hand.
Verse 4 and 5.
Verse 4. And Satan answered the Lord and said,
jump down to verse 5.
But put forth thine hand now, and touch his bone and his flesh, and he will curse thee to thy face.
Jump down to verse 9.
Then said his wife unto him,
Go ahead.
Dost thou still retain thine integrity? Curse God and die.
Satan jumped right on his wife. Closest person to him. As like I said, you're going to be tried with the most closest personal relationships to you. Read verse. Go ahead.
And you know what, Cap? Now you see who folded first, because that wife, her sons and daughters died as well.
Mm-hmm.
And then how much could she had took compared to the man? She folded first. That's why Satan's gonna go after you first. He know you want you. It's gonna take a little bit to after you break compared to the man,
because Satan knows that a lot of our women, not you beautiful Israelite women in here, but a lot of our women in the world live after the flesh. That's why you go with for the ugliest dude with the most money. That dude could be ugly as all out there goes. And got a decent looking woman. You're like, what the? That dude got money off top. I already know he got money. Because it lived after the flesh. Dude with the nicest car, the biggest rims, the donk ride. Oh, he got all the girls. All right, let's get back to the scripts. Verse 10.
Verse 10. But he said unto her, thou speakest as one of the foolish women speaking.
So Job corrected her. Shut up, woman. Go ahead.
What? Shall we receive good at the hand of God, and shall we not receive evil? In all this did not Job sin with his lips.
Now go to Deuteronomy 13. Deuteronomy 13. Let me speed it up here. Deuteronomy 13, let's start 6 through 9.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 13, verse 6. If thy brother, the son of thy mother, or thy son, or thy daughter, or thy wife of thy bosom.
Okay, read on.
Or thy friend, which has thine own soul.
So, what did the Most High just name in verse 6? What did he just name, brothers? Let's see. Lawahabia, let's see if you pick it up the precepts. What did he just name? Microphone's behind you.
The closest people.
The closest people to you. Your brother, the son of thy mother, or your son, or thy daughter, or the wife of thy bosom. She cuddles with you every night. You're going to be my example right now, all right? Every night she's laying in your bosom. You wake up and you look over at that little pretty face that ain't snoring. She's all in your bosom. All up on you. The wife of thy bosom. Read on.
Which is as thine own soul.
Wife of thy bosom.
Or the wife of thy bosom. Or thy friend, which is as thine own soul.
This is a brother or a sister that you can't even picture your life without. They as your own soul. That's my boy right there. That's my man's. That's my ride or die. That's my girl. But God said what? Which is thy own soul. You can't imagine living without them. What do they do?
Saying, entice thee secretly, saying, let us go and serve other gods, which thou hast not known, thou nor thy fathers, namely, of the gods of the people which are round about you.
Now, all of us, if any of them presented to us something of that nature, we would give ear and listen to it because you trust them. They wouldn't steer you wrong. That's my brother, that's my mother, that's my father, that's my sister, that's my homeboy, that's my home girl. Read on.
Namely of the gods of the people which are round about you, nigh unto thee, or far off from thee, from the one end of the earth even unto the other end of the earth.
God says what?
Thou shalt not consent unto him, nor hearken unto him. Neither shall thine eye pity him, neither shalt thou spare him, neither shalt thou conceal him.
You shouldn't conceal him. When this comes up, no matter how close they are to it, put it out there. Rebuke them. Now, read verse 9.
but thou shalt surely kill him. Thine hand shall be first upon him to put him to death, and afterwards the hand of all the people.
So now we don't have the power to cut them off, to kill them, to stone them. Now you got to cut them off. So that means you just can't get rid of the problem where you can stone them, they dead, now they gone, you ain't got to deal with them no more. You just got to separate yourself from them, and you're going to have to keep dealing with them. You're going to have to endure to the end. All the phone calls, all the text messages, all the holidays, all the birthdays that come along. God says, you got to deal with them. I ain't letting you cut them off no more. You got to deal with them and prove yourself to the end. And Satan's going to keep continually coming and testing you through them because they don't keep those laws. They are at Satan's will at any moment. At any moment. Go to 2 Thessalonians 2 and 9. 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 9. Speed up the reading a little bit for me. 2 Thessalonians chapter 2. Let's read 9 through 12.
2 Thessalonians chapter 2 and verse 9.
So let's see what happens.
Even him, whose coming is after the working of Satan with all power and signs and lying wonders.
So this is talking about Esau, the wicked. But he says Satan is working through him. Well, we're going to flip it. Go ahead.
And with all deceivableness of unrighteousness in them that perish, because they receive not the love of the truth, that they might be saved. And for this cause God shall send them strong delusion.
Hold on. So if you reject God calling out to you, he'll help Satan destroy you. That's why I said we got to be retaught. We got to learn of God all over again. Maybe you missed it. Satan, all power and signs and lying wonders, with all deceivableness of unrighteousness in them that perish, because they receive not the love of the truth, that they might be saved. Read verse 11.
And for this cause,
because you are fully set in serving Satan and being his child, God does what?
God shall send them strong delusion.
He's going to make you believe in the lie. Just so he can do what? Read on.
That they should believe a lie, that they all might be damned who believe not the truth, but had pleasure in unrighteousness.
He's going to make you believe in the lie so he can kill you. God's going to help Satan destroy you because you refuse to live after the spirit and not walk in the flesh. He'll help him do it. That's what it said, right? It says that for this cause, God shall send them a strong delusion. Now God says, step out the way, Satan. I got it. Make them believe in Christmas. Make them smoke some drugs. Make them think that sister that's in the club with the lime green hair looking like China black, make him think she's clean and go home with her that night and make him bareback her so he can get AIDS. And I want both of them to die. That's how it is. It sets you up. Strong delusion. She's all right, man. She's good. She's good, man. All those that go into her house go down to hell. Go ahead.
Hey, real quick, what's a delusion, brothers?
Look up the definition.
Right, we gotta look this up. Don't know what a delusion is.
Strong.
Let's look that up. Look that word delusion up, real quick. Delusion, something that is falsely or delusively. Did I say that right?
Yep.
Delusively believed or propagated. Go to the synonyms.
Oh, go back up. The last one, number 3.
Go up. Right there. Psychology, a persistent false psychotic belief regarding the self or persons or objects outside the self that is maintained. Damn! Despite indisputable evidence to the contrary.
We can believe in Christmas.
Hey, real quick. Can we read that? Read that one more again. I'm gonna tell you something. Read that again, bro. Verse 11, real quick.
And for this cause, God shall send them strong delusions.
So not just regular delusions, strong delusions. Like you under a trance right now.
It's nothing you can say.
There's nothing you can do to get this brother out of the trance or snap out of it. I was telling my wife this the other day, and I posted it on the group. They got a show now called the side chicks of
Charlotte, yeah.
The side chicks of Charlotte. They have a new show called The Side Chicks of Charlotte, North Carolina. And on the show, they showed a preview of it, and they got all the girls sitting down together on the couch, and all of them say, "We're not whores. It's not our fault that your husbands want us. People stop calling us whores. We're not whores." That's a strong delusion, man. How can you not say you a whore? You sleeping with another married man. But that goes, that's a strong delusion right there.
That's the seducing of you not no hoe. You just a side chick. That's seducing. But look at this. Go to Ezekiel 33:11. Because I was like, oh God, he would do that. He will. But God is not unrighteous. He is merciful. He is long-suffering. He does this before he destroys you. Ezekiel 33, let's read 11 through 16.
Ezekiel chapter 33, verse 11. Say unto them, As I live, saith the Lord God, I have no pleasure in the death of the wicked, but that the wicked turn from his way and live. Turn ye from your evil ways. For why will ye die, O house of Israel?
So that's why God said, I'll step out the way, Satan. I'll send the strong delusion because I'm calling out to them to turn from their wicked ways, and they refuse to hear my laws. That's why he would do it. But God don't have no pleasure in any one of us perishing, because he says, why will ye die, O house of Israel? We the sons and daughters of God when we keep the commandments. Read verse 12.
Therefore, thou son of man, say unto the children of thy people.
So who is God calling out to the people through, brothers? Who is it? It's you. Read it again.
Therefore,
y'all didn't go read it again.
Therefore, thou son of man.
Didn't all of y'all come from a man? Brothers? Y'all ain't no damn immaculate conception babies, are you? If you are, we're going to throw you out. You are the son of a man. God's speaking to you. He's speaking through Ezekiel to you. You are Ezekiel. Read it again.
Therefore, thou son of man, say unto the children of thy people.
He's calling out to his people through you. Go ahead.
The righteousness of the righteous shall not deliver him in the day of his transgression.
Speed it up.
As for the wickedness of the wicked, he shall not fall thereby in the day that he turneth from his wickedness.
So if you turn from your wickedness, the strong delusion is gone just like that. But you got to hear God calling out through the prophets, and immediately, take it away. Expose the devices of Satan to him. Now, all of that happened to us in the spirit, and immediately we seen the world with new eyes. Immediately, everything around like, damn, that's wicked as hell. You understood all of that stuff that was not of God, because you heard him in the strong delusion and you turned. Read on.
Neither shall the righteous be able to live for his righteousness in the day that he sinneth. When I shall say to the righteous that he shall surely live, if he trusts in his own righteousness and commit iniquity, all his righteousnesses shall not be remembered, but for his iniquity that he hath committed, he shall die for it. Again, when I say unto the wicked, thou shalt surely die, if he turn from his sin and do that which is lawful and right.
Do that which is lawful and right. You can't just turn from sin. You got to do what is lawful and right according to God, not to your own fleshly desires. Read on.
If the wicked restore the pledge, again, when I say unto the wicked, thou shalt surely die, if he turn from his sin and do that which is lawful and right. If the wicked restore the pledge, give again that he had robbed, walk in the statutes of life without committing iniquity, he shall surely live, he shall not die. None of his sins that he hath committed shall be mentioned unto him. He hath done that which is lawful and right. He shall surely live.
He shall surely live. Go to back to 2 Corinthians 2:11. So before God sends that strong delusion to set you up for death, whenever he decides to take you out, he'll call out to you. He'll say, turn from your wicked ways. And that's what happened to all of us when we saw the YouTube video. You got the flyer, you seen the brothers in the purple, your friend talked to you, your mother said something to you, your boy said something to you, your husband brought this truth to you, your wife brought this truth to you. That was God calling out, saying, turn from your wicked ways. He'll keep calling. If it be his will, he may only give you one time. I'm done. Kill him. 6 o'clock news. Read that, 2 Corinthians 2 and 11. Let's read that.
The book of 2 Corinthians, chapter 2 and verse 11. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices.
So we are not ignorant of his devices that he uses to take advantage. Go to Galatians. Galatians 5, and let's read verse 19.
Galatians chapter 5 and verse 19.
Here are the devices that Satan uses. So if you have one of these, you better ward it off through the Spirit of God. Go ahead.
Now the works of the flesh are manifest.
The works of emotions are made known. Go ahead.
Which are these: adultery, fornication, uncleanness, lasciviousness, idolatry, witchcraft, hatred, variance, emulations, wrath, strife, seditions, heresies, envyings, murders, drunkenness, revelings, and such like, of the which I tell you before, as I have told you in time past, that they which do such things shall not inherit the kingdom of God.
Now, a lot of the times, these works of the flesh, another way of saying those is what? What are those things? Let's see. What are these things we just read? Brother Philip. Brother Philip. Who got the microphone? Here he comes. Okay. What are they?
Sin.
Sin? Okay. That's good. They are sin. Remember, it says it's the works of the flesh. Michael, what are they?
These are all spirits that we deal with.
Okay. All right. Y'all close. Any other brother? Let's see. Up front with Joshua.
Delusions.
Delusions. Here it is. Go to Romans 13:14.
The book of Romans, chapter 13 and verse 14.
Remember, it says flesh, right? Go ahead.
But put ye on the Lord Jesus Christ, that ye and make not provision for the flesh.
Provisions for the flesh are also known as what? Read on.
To fulfill the lust thereof.
They are what?
The lust thereof.
So when you walk in the flesh, let your emotions control you, you are fulfilling the lust that is in you. And Paul just rolled out all of the different lusts that we might encounter. One of them was lasciviousness. What is lasciviousness? Does any brother know? Let's see. Officer Daniel up front. Soldier Daniel up front.
A strong sexual desire.
It's a what?
Strong sexual desire.
Okay.
Or thoughts.
Thoughts. I want to deal with that. We're going to deal with that part right there. Okay. Thoughts, lasciviousness, just like that's one of the main devices of Satan. All right, because one of the main devices is porn. Porn. Right now, that's running rapid. Because
how many of you brothers in here, by show of hands, ever watched it before? Let's be honest.
There you go.
Oh. Sisters, how many of y'all in here ever watched it before? Show of hands. Oh.
See? That's a device running rapid.
Look at this now. Look at this. This is how Satan get advantage of you. Right there.
That's it.
I ain't telling nobody that.
There you go.
Gotcha.
Right. Tell the truth and shame the devil, y'all. Tell the truth and shame the devil. But here we go. This is where it starts at. So give me Job 31:1. Job 31:1. This is how it starts.
The book of Job. chapter 31 and verse 1.
Come on.
I made a covenant with mine eyes.
So you made an agreement with your what?
With mine eyes.
With your what?
With mine eyes.
Read.
Why then should I think upon a maid?
You see that? So even Job, our forefather Job, is telling you how certain sin begin to manifest, especially when it comes to dealing with porn, dealing with these things. It begins with your eyes, because once you could overcome that, then right there you just shut down one of the devices down. You shut it down. Watch this. Real quick, let's jump to Genesis. Genesis 3. I want you to hear this. Genesis 3, start at verse 1. The devices of Satan.
Genesis chapter...
Covenant with thy eyes. Come on.
Genesis chapter 3 and verse 1.
Uh-huh.
Now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field.
It said the serpent was more subtle than a beast. Wasn't an actual serpent. All right? It was what? We just brought that out earlier in the class. What that serpent was. Right? Come on.
Which the Lord God had made.
What the Lord God had made. Come on.
And he said unto the woman, Yea, hath God said, Ye shall not eat of every fruit, every tree. Yea, hath God said, Ye shall not eat of every tree in the garden of the garden.
Uh-huh.
And the woman said unto the serpent.
Stop. So I want you to hear now. Satan already knew that the woman was given what? Instruction, laws. Right. It was already taught to the woman. Listen, this is what you need to do. Her husband taught her exactly what to do, not to fall. Right? So Satan knew that. So Satan knew exactly what to do. Come on, read on.
And the woman said unto the serpent, We may eat of the fruit of the trees of the garden.
Stop. So what happened? The women still began to conversate, entertain the sin, made a covenant. All she had to do was apply Romans 16 and shut it down. If that was applied, then there was no room for Satan to keep on implementing those thoughts in her mind. If she was to just shut it down, boom, hey, Romans 16, full effect. Let me bring this up to my Lord. Because I already know God said to do this. Watch, read on. Read on.
We may eat of the fruit of the trees of the garden. But of the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, God has said, Ye shall not eat of it, neither shall ye touch it, lest ye die.
So she knew if she was to disobey God's commandments, that she would die. She knew the result. Watch this. Keep on reading.
And the serpent said unto the woman, Ye shall not surely die.
Here go another device. It said, listen, you won't die. Don't listen to those commandments. Don't listen to it. Read on.
For God doth know that in the day ye eat thereof, then your eyes shall be opened.
Verse 6. Watch this.
And when the woman saw that the tree was good for food,
covenant with her eyes, come on,
and that it was pleasant to the eyes,
so she began to learn, come on,
and a tree to be desired.
To be what?
To be desired.
So she desired it. She desired it. She desired to learn what it was. Come on.
To make one wise.
To make what?
To make one wise.
Keep on.
She took of the fruit thereof, and did eat, and gave also unto her husband with her.
So she did eat of it, meaning she learned of it. Let me see. Hold on. Stop right there. We're going to prove that. She ate of it, meaning she learned of it. Go to Hosea 10 and 13. Hosea, the book of Hosea, chapter 10, verse 13. What it means to eat. She ate of the fruit. Let's see what it is. Hosea chapter 10, verse 13.
The book of Hosea chapter 10 and verse 13. Ye have plowed wickedness. Ye have reaped iniquity.
You have reaped iniquity. Come on.
Ye have eaten the fruit of lies.
The fruit of what?
Of lies.
She ate the fruit of lies. Come on.
Because thou didst trust in thy way, in the multitude of thy mighty men.
There you go. And that's exactly what it is. That's the eating what we read in Genesis. Go ahead, back to Genesis. I'm almost done.
That was a good point where it says, you said you trust in your own way.
There you go. So she learned of it. Read.
Genesis
6.
Chapter 3 and verse 6. And when the woman saw that the tree was good for food, and that it was pleasant to the eyes, and a tree to be desired to make one wise, she took of the fruit thereof, and did eat, and gave also unto her husband with her, and he did eat.
And that's exactly what happens. Once you begin to dilute the commandments of God, you are now desensitized to the commandments of God. That's what happens. You learn of it. You make a covenant with your eyes, then you begin to desire it. So even brothers that's and sisters that's battling porn, what happens is you begin to be secretive with it. You separate yourself. You seclude it. And then what happens? Now you know you can't be around the light. You can't be around the commandments. The only people you can really conversate with is those who are what? Have that same wicked spirit on you. That's the only one. That's the only people that you can connect with. Brothers, they know that. They would go to another brother's house who had a collections of porn stacked this high. Damn, you got that one? Let me borrow that one. I'll let you borrow this one. Brothers know what I'm talking about. They know exactly what I'm talking about. All right, that's it for me.
Cat, a question, brothers. Question, brothers. Where did we just read the same incident at in the scriptures? Law. Let's see who's paying attention. Where the mic at? Where the run at? All right, there you go. Where did we read the same incident at?
Job chapter 2.
Exactly. All praises. He's paying attention.
I'll go back to Galatians 5 and 19 again. Let's read some of those. See those devices of Satan.
Galatians chapter 5, verse 19. Galatians chapter 5, verse 19. Now the works of the flesh are manifest, which are these: adultery, fornication, uncleanness, lasciviousness, idolatry, witchcraft, hatred, variance, emulations, wrath, strife, seditions, heresies, envyings, murders, drunkenness, revelings, and such like, of which I tell you before, as also told you in time past, that they which do such things shall not inherit the kingdom of God.
Read verse 17 now.
Verse 17. For the flesh lusteth against the spirit, and the spirit against the flesh.
In each one of us, it's a battle. It's a battle of all of these works of the flesh trying to come out. The fornication, all of us get the thoughts, the lasciviousness, the evil sexual desires, the adultery, looking at women, looking at man, the idolatry, wanting to go back to what we know is not of God. Or what is one form of idolatry that a lot of us deal with? Let's see. Nishan, what is one form of idolatry? Let's see.
We sometimes make a person our idol.
I like it. That's one of them. Isaac.
Thinking back to our former lives.
Thinking back to our former lives? No, that's not really idolatry. No, that's you. Solomon. That's the spirit lusting against the flesh.
We read religious books that's not according to the Bible.
Okay. Nariah, let's see. Oh, is that Tabor? Hey, good to see you, brother.
Trying to make all the money.
Ah, that brother's good.
Say that again, brother. Say that again.
Money.
Huh?
Trying to make money.
Bro, you a prophet of the Lord, brother. Dang. That brother's good right there. Because money is a big device of Satan. Yes. Huge device of Satan. Watch this. Get 1 Timothy 6 and 10. 1 Timothy 6 and 10. Dang. Hey, that brother's good. And that's how you know this is the spirit of the Lord, man. Get the spirit of the Lord.
The book of 1 Timothy chapter 6 and verse 10. For the love of money is the root of all evil.
Now, Nariah, stand up. Explain that. It says the love of money is the root of all evil. Explain that.
When you make money, your God is the root of all evil.
No. Philip, try Philip. Right, because we all here got to make money.
Right. I got it.
So what does it mean? It says the love of money. Go ahead, Philip.
It means some people might love money so much that they'll put the laws of God aside.
There you go. Every spirit that we read in Galatians. Matter of fact, let's go back there real quick.
Let me expound on that, what you just said. That means that the love of money for some people, they love it so much they'll consciously worship Satan for it.
Yep. We're going to read that too. Read that. Galatians 5 again.
Galatians chapter 5 and verse 19.
Read.
Now the works of the flesh are manifest, which are these: adultery, fornication, uncleanness, lasciviousness, idolatry, witchcraft, hatred, variance, emulations, wrath, strife, seditions, heresies, envyings, murders, drunkenness, revelings, and such like.
The love of money will have you fall into every last one of these evil spirits. That would say the love of money is the root of all evil. The love of money will have you commit adultery, will have you commit fornication, idolatry, witchcraft, hatred. You see that a lot amongst our people. Hatred is big because of the love of money. That's huge. Get Sirach 11:25. The love of money will make you denounce your own soul. I'm not an Israelite no more. I got to go make money now. I don't want to keep the Sabbath day holy. I got to go make money now. I'll go hit a lick because I need money. I'll go rob Walmart because I need money. Sirach 11:25. Read that. Watch this.
The book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 11, verse 25.
Come on.
In the day of prosperity.
In the day of prosperity, keep it in context. When you rich, that's why, the Most High say, no man shall save you. The only person that's going to save us is Christ. Because in the day of prosperity, when everything is going good for us, read.
There is a forgetfulness of affliction.
That's why when you see the riches of our people, our people that's billionaires, millionaires, a lot of them won't even agree with what we teach them. Right. A lot of them won't agree that the white man's the devil. Won't agree that we went into slavery because they love that money too much. Get Proverbs 16:16. We're gonna be short. Proverbs 16:16. Proverbs 16:16.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 16 and verse 16. How much better is it to get wisdom than gold?
Read it again.
How much better is it to get wisdom than gold?
God says it's better to get wisdom than gold, than riches, than prosperity. It's better to get wisdom. Read on. Watch this.
And to get understanding rather to be chosen than silver.
God says wisdom is better than riches. You should love wisdom over the love of money. You should love understanding over the love of money, meaning that you're going to love God's laws over the love of money. Get Psalms 37:16. 37:16.
The book of Psalms, chapter 37 and verse 16.
Read.
A little that...
Because this right here, and just to bring it back to class and make sure we're on the same page, money is a device of Satan. We will give up a lot of things that the Lord told us to take hold to just so that we can have money. And money gonna come and go. You're gonna get it today, it's gonna be gone tomorrow. But your soul gonna burn in forever damnation.
You know why we'll get it today and it's gonna be gone tomorrow? Behold, ye are yet this day in your captivity, where you are subject to payments.
Yep. Read that.
Psalms chapter 37 and verse 16. A little that a righteous man had.
I want to read this slow.
Yes, sir.
A little that a righteous man, a righteous woman has,
is better than the riches of many wicked.
God says the little that, hell, I might only make $100 a check. It's little, but guess what? I'm keeping God's laws. It's more than these wicked people making $100,000 a month, $1 million a year. God says the brother that's keeping my laws and my statutes, and he only making a little bit, that's better. Read that again.
A little that a righteous man had is better than the riches of many wicked.
Read verse 17.
For the arms of the wicked shall be broken.
God says that they going to be broken. Go to Sirach 9:11. Real quick. Gotta make it quick. Gotta make it quick.
Book of
Sirach 9:11. Come on.
The book of Sirach, chapter 9, verse 11. Envy not the glory of a sinner.
Envy not the glory of a sinner. Watch this.
For thou knowest not what shall be his end.
Because we may look at the TV stars, the rappers, and we want to say, man, I want some of that. I want to do what he does. Not knowing that this brother sell dope. This brother whore out his women. This brother sleeping with Edomite women. He had to grab his ankles to get that check. Y'all know what I'm talking about. He had to grab them ankles to be rich. That's what God said, don't worry about that. Give me the video real quick. Give me the video. Give me the video. As a nine, give me the video. Give me Isaiah 56 and 10. Real talk. Because it's a whole religion based off of the love of money.
Yes.
It's a whole religion that everybody in here used to be in. Based off of the love of money. Play that thing, y'all.
Take it off mute.
Play that thing. Watch this, y'all.
As long, my sister, I know you've been reading the Bible, but as long as we say it's laid up, the wicked going to keep it. But God says it's time for us to tell that money, you don't belong to the wicked, you belong to us. And I want you to get in the right place. Money coming to me now. Somebody help me dance up here. Glory to God. Woo. 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 Hallelujah. Hallelujah. I'm looking for unexpected income.
Real quick. We got to move on, y'all. Think about this, y'all. Now I can't bring it out. The devices of Satan, y'all. Pay attention. Everybody in that church, they chanted, money coming to me now. Y'all understand? That's the love of money. For the love of money, you will do that. The man said you need to expect unexpected income. How? From where? My pockets is gonna fill up with money. I'm gonna check my bank account. I'm gonna be a millionaire. Where the money come from? Play that thing, bro.
Everybody. In my town, everybody know my children. Everybody. My daughter drives a Mercedes.
What?
My daughter drives a Mercedes. 22 years old, still live with me. Drive a Mercedes. I just bought my boy a new Lexus.
What?
New Lexus. My little boy, he drives a convertible. He's 17 years old, he got a new convertible.
What?
They all know my children. He said, I increase you more and more. You and your children. We got everything. We got the gifts of the Spirit. We got the Holy Ghost. We got healing. Man, we got to have some money.
What?
He said, we got the Holy Ghost. We got the healing. We got to have some money. The root. Can we read 2 more scriptures? We done with the videos. Just wanted to touch it real quick. Go back to Timothy 6 and 10.
The book of 1 Timothy, chapter 6 and verse 10.
This is what you got to understand. If you're willing to give up anything concerning to God for money, you ain't no different than that greedy pastor. You ain't no different. And Satan will play on your mind. Satan will play on you. You know the rent due. You know baby need diapers. You know the light bill about to get cut off. You ain't had a good job in 4 years. And then boom, that perfect job making $80,000 a year call, hey, we want you to come in for an interview. We're going to give you the job. You just got to work on the Sabbath. We'll give you the job. Make $80,000 a year. You ain't got to worry about your rent. You ain't got to worry about your light getting cut off. You ain't got to worry about not having no food in the refrigerator. Just break the Sabbath. And we'll pay for your relocation. Just break the Sabbath. I need you to work on Saturdays, man.
Yeah, because that amount of money, you're going to be working salary. You're going to have to be on call at any moment.
At they beck and call, you got to jump. Satan will play on our minds and tell us, hey, this is the best route for you. This is the best route for you. You got to do what's best for your family. You got to do what's best for your kids, for your wife, for yourself. Don't worry about nobody else say. Do what's best for you. So we struggle, and then Satan hit us with the money. Boom, here you go. Here's the money. All you got to do is serve me. I'll give you all the riches. Read that again.
For the love of money is the root of all evil.
Now give me Matthew 19:23 on mine. The love of all money is the root of all evil, man. Matthew 19:23.
Matthew chapter 19, verse 23. Then said Jesus unto his disciples, Verily I say unto you, that a rich man shall hardly enter into the kingdom of heaven. And again I say unto you, it is easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle than for a rich man to enter into the kingdom of God.
What you got to understand is, Christ ain't saying that if you got money, you can't make it to the kingdom. That's not what he's saying. He ain't saying unless you broke, you ain't going to make it. What he's saying is when you put your riches over the commandments of the Lord, when you put your riches over following Christ, when you put your riches over your brothers, betraying one another because of riches, get to battles with somebody because of money, that's when it's going to be very, very, very slim for you to make it.
Right, because also before he says that, he says, sell all that you have and follow me.
Hey, and I'm glad you said it, because I was thinking about that. Covetous. That's a covetous spirit right there.
Well, he was tested of the Lord to see if he was willing to give up what he had to follow the Lord. He said, after it says he was sorrowful, for he had many things. And he turned and went away.
Now they will see the true men of God. We are not black men, we are the Israelites. That's right. Take care of us. Take care of us. And our children too. And our children too. We have abandoned. We have repented. How are you? How are you? People want to know who's the king.
O nation of Israel, it's time to return to the Father. O nation of Israel, it's time to return to the Father.
Now why they trying to make it so hard to serve God? And why when I say that I'm a Jew, it sound odd? For years I've been walking around saying that I'm a black man. I ain't saying that no more, it sounds wrong, man.
This is Bishop Nathaniel of Israel United in Christ. Please subscribe to our YouTube channels. Stay up to date with our latest events, music, and classroom lessons. IUIC plans to continue visiting different countries where this gospel has not been preached before. IUIC needs your help in pushing this truth. So join us. Subscribe to our Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and podcast, and stay up to date with us. For more information, please visit www.israelunite.org.